So for manage menus page, the design of left section, we will have the same two sections. So on left section, we are going to have same categories list and menu items list. So this section where we have these categories and these menu items and this selection, when we select category, it should load up these menu items on the basis of that selected category. This section is going to be same for this screen as well. Okay, so there is no point of recreating everything. We can reuse these things. So for this, what we'll do, we'll simply create reusable controls. We'll move this category to a separate control and then we'll move these menu items to a separate control. Okay, let's do this. Before creating any other thing, let's move these two controls, use those controls on home page, then we'll work on manage menu page. There we will directly use these controls. All right. So we have controls folder already. Inside this, let's add a new item, and these controls, they should be content view. So .NET MAUI content view XAML categories list control. Okay, on this category list control, let's go to home, that is our main page.xaml. So page is main page.xaml. Let's search for category. So this collection view is for categories. Let's copy this, go to the categories control, remove everything from here and just have this collection view. Now this collection view needs categories. Okay, so we need to pass these categories from the consuming page, in this case home page, main page, and later the manage menu items page. So we need to pass these categories. Then this is fine, this is just data type, so we can simply add namespace. Let's copy all namespaces. So namespace error should be fixed. We need categories. After that, do we need anything else? Yes, we need this command. And this time this command is not going to be this home view model, the ancestor type. This should be this same page, this control, because we are going to have these things defined on this control. So we need categories and we need one command. These two things we need. So we'll go to category list.control.xaml.cs. Okay, C# code behind. Here we will define bindable properties for categories. So let's do this. Public static read only bindable property categories property, and let's create a actual property menu category, array of this menu category model. I think, right, we are using menu category model, categories, and for this get should be get value bindable property, that is going to be this categories property. And then for setter, we are going to say set value bindable property, this categories property, and value would be value only. And from this get value, we will have this converted to categories menu category model. All right, we have this category ready. Now let's complete this bindable property. So this is going to be a private static read only field, and here we'll define it. We'll say bindable property dot create this bindable property. In this we are going to have a lot of parameters. First is property name. What is the name of the property which we are going to use? That is this categories I. This is the name of the category, the name of the parameter. Then return type. So this category, this returns this type, menu category model array. So here we'll say type of this. Then third is declaring type, where this is defined, declared. So this is declared in this category list control. So declaring type would be this type of this category list control. Okay. Then default value. So for this default value, we can simply say, and this is in objects, we can't use collection expression directly. We can say array dot empty menu category model. And now with this, our bindable property is ready. Forget about it. This error it shows, and this is very bad. It shows this error in code behind files. This is Visual Studio's problem. This is not actual error. Okay, so our category is ready. Now we can use this category in our category list control. So for this, we need to bind this category list control as a binding context on this. So what we will do, we will simply name this content view, this complete page. We'll name it this. This refers to this content view. That means this class. Okay. So for this, in this collection view, we will set before item source, the order does not matter, but here we'll say that binding context for you is going to be X reference this. So we are saying that for this collection view, the binding context should be this reference of this, and this is this X.name, which is this content view, which is this code behind. So here we have defined this category. We can use these categories here. Now it will not complain about it, and if we press F12, it will directly come here because this belongs to this, refers to this categories. Okay, save it, and we are good. So our categories is ready. Now we have this command, select category command. Let's define this as well. On this categories list, we'll say private void select category. Okay, and here we'll get menu category model category. Now what should happen here? Whatever we were doing on main page, we were calling this select category command, and this was coming from home view model. And in our home view model, there was a lot of code related to this select category, all this thing. So for this, we are not going to copy this thing there. Instead, what we will do, we will simply have an event here, which we will raise when this select category is command is getting triggered from this control. Okay, so here we'll say public event action, and this will be menu category model, and here we will say on category selected. The name is up to you, you can name it whatever you want. Okay, so this thing we will use from home page or from manage menu page. So whenever this select category command is getting raised, what we will do, we will simply invoke this on category changed event, on category selected, question mark dot invoke and this category. All right now this is just a method. We need to change it to command, so we'll add our relay command to this. Save it, and now we should be good to use this select category command in our category list control.xaml. Now here everything is fine. The name, I kept the name same, select category command. Command parameter would be command parameter id. It should not be id now. Here it should be complete category. So that means binding dot. Save. And now there is one change. The binding source. This is not home view model anymore. Right? This is going to be this current control. right? This is the binding, where is it, binding context for this. So instead of home view model, we will say categories list control. Now our categories list control is ready. Now we can use this. Okay, let's try it out. We'll go to main page. On main page, we have this collection view. We will simply comment this out, this complete collection view for now. It has grid.row1, so we need to add this grid.row1 on our control here where we will rendering it. Here we'll say controls and categories list control. First thing we need to set grid.row1. It is coming from here. Then let's see what all we can set. So here we will have this categories. You see we have categories in IntelliSense, this categories property. So this should be finding categories. Now this category is coming from home view model. And on this we are going to have on category selected, this one. So for this what we'll do, we'll simply create a method here, category list control on category selected. So this is simply a event handler on this code behind in main page.xaml.cs. But from here we need to actually call or execute that command, which is coming from home view model, and the name is select category command. And we need to pass command parameter category ID. So that thing we'll do here manually. In this case, await underscore home view model dot select category command dot execute async. Now inside this we can pass our int parameter that is going to category ID that we can get from this obj. Instead of obj we'll say category, and here we can say category dot id, and we are good. Using this we have actually converted or we could say we extracted out this categories list control, this collection view for categories, into a separate reusable control. And on main menu item page as well, manage menu items page as well, we can use this directly. Right now let's try to run it and let's see if everything is still working same. Then we'll follow the same thing for manage the menu items list and other parts of the application. Okay, it's here. We still have categories and the selection is also working. You see? So we are good with this. Alright, now let's extract these category list, sorry, menu items list in a reusable control again. Stop it. And we have this menu items. So let's copy this collection view. Go to our controls, create a new item, content view XAML. Here we'll say menu items list control.xaml. Okay. Inside this, again, instead of vertical stack layout, we are directly going to have our collection view. And in this collection view, first thing we need namespaces. So let's copy these namespaces from category list control or from main page. It's up to you. Okay, save everything. Now let's see what dynamic parts we need. So we need menu items, collection of menu items. So this is going to be a bindable property. After this, we need this add to cart command. Just these two things only. Okay, let's do this. So this menu items, this was type of menu item from data. So we'll come here code behind. We'll define a property of type menu item array. Let's call it items only. Then we'll define our bindable properties: public, static, read only, bindable property, items property equals bindable property dot create property name of items which we just defined here, comma, return type, it is going to be type of menu item array, declaring is menu item list control, this is the declaring type. Then we have default value. For that we can have array.empty menu item, right? So our bindable property is ready. Inside these items we'll use these getter and setters. So for get we'll use menu item array conversion of get value from this items property. For setter we'll simply say set value and items property comma value. Save it and we are good with our items property. After that, from here also we can select any menu item, right? That is what we have in here. Right now this is add to cart command, but let's name it some generic way because we are going to use the same control on manage menu items page as well. There is no add to cart functionality, so there it would be to edit menu item. Instead of naming these like this, we will simply say select menu item, and on the basis of the select menu item command or event from here, the consuming type, it can execute any logic on the basis of that. So here we'll say public event action on menu item. Here we'll say menu item or item selected or on select item, something like this. All right, then let's define one command here. So private void select item menu item, and from here we'll simply say on select item dot invoke item, and we'll convert this to command using relay command attribute. Cool, save it, and now we should be good. We can use the select item command from this thing, this menu items list control. Here first thing we need to set binding context. We'll say x name equals this, and on this collection view we will say binding context x reference this, and the name is going to be items, not menu items. Cool, and then in here where we have this add to cart command and home view model, so instead of home view model this is going to be menu item list control, and command name should be select, what was the name, let me copy it, we already faced issue with typing the name out. So select item command, copy this. In this next place as well we'll say menu item list control and the command name select item command. So save it, now we are good. Let's go to main page. We'll simply comment this out and we'll use that control here. So menu items list control. Okay, on this we need to provide items binding menu items. Here the name is menu items, and then on select item, we'll create this code behind event handler, and from here we can directly execute command on home view model dot add to cart command dot execute async. It is not async, so we are good. Just execute without await. Execute, and it needs, what does it need? If you go to command parameter, it needs complete object. So this menu item. So we will directly pass this menu item. Save it, and now we should be good. Let's try it out. Run it. And it is not loading. There is some issue. What is the issue? Let's see. Category selection is working, but menu items are not getting rendered. Are we missing something? First, let's check in the output if we have some error. It is saying something, warning. There is this long warning, and what is this? It is saying, let me copy this error and paste it somewhere. C# side, let me paste it here. Okay, so it is saying that data.menu item, menu item, menu item, it is showing me the list of these types. Cannot be converted to type Microsoft.maui.controls.menu item. Okay, so this is the issue. The type we need our data.menu item property type, but it is trying to convert it to menu item. So on this code behind menu item.xaml.cs, we have this menu item which is coming from Microsoft.maui.controls, but it should not come here. It should come from this. So we will use namespace aliasing using menu item equals this menu item. And now it should be fixed. Let's try it again. And now we have one more issue. This is saying menu items list control on select item with correct signature. No method found with correct signature. So there is a problem with this signature. Let's check what is the issue. So from here, we are passing this menu item, which is actually our data.menu item. So from here, we are good. Let's go to main page.xaml.cs. Here we have this menu item, which is again coming from, I should have named it something else actually. So in that case, I wouldn't have to add his namespaces aliasing at everywhere, but okay, what can we do now? I mean, we can change it, but I'm not going to change it. All right, save it, and we are good. Let's try it out one more time. So we're getting this error. This is actually for good. So sometimes right now we are defining this menu item, but sometimes what happens, same class exists in two different external NuGet packages. So you can't change code of those packages, right? So in that case, this namespace aliasing, it helps a lot. All right, now we have data on homepage. If we change the category, you see the data is also getting changed. That means this is working same as before. So now we are good. We can reuse these two controls on our manage menu items page. Okay, that we'll do next. But before that, let's do one more thing. Let's clean this up, the menu items page, the main page.xaml page. Now we don't need to have this commented code because we moved that to control and this control is working fine. Cool. Save it and great.